Your kid just texted you back 5 hours later with a thumbs up emoji. Meanwhile, you're over here thinking someone died because they didn't answer immediately. What the heck happened? Okay, real talk. This happened to me last week. I'm at the grocery store, right? Standing in line. The guy in front of me, probably late 50s, early 60s, he's got his checkbook out. His checkbook. Writing a check for $47.83, taking his sweet time, carefully filling in every line. And behind him, a girl, maybe 28, 29 years old. She's got her phone out, already pulled up her payment app, probably has Apple Pay ready to go. She's tapping her foot, checking her watch. You can feel the frustration radiating off her. The older guy turns around, sees her impatience, and says, "I kid you not. What's the rush? Life's too short to be in such a hurry." And this girl, without missing a beat, responds, "Life's too short to waste time writing checks." Boom! Generational clash. Right there. Aisle 7, between the cereal and the coffee. And you know what? They're both right. That's the crazy part. Today, we're diving into why people born in the 90s feel like they're from a completely different planet than their parents. And trust me, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about understanding why these differences exist. So whether you're a parent scratching your head at your 30-year-old kid, or you're that 30-year-old trying to explain yourself to your folks, stick around. This is going to get interesting. Now, before we dive in, let me be clear. This isn't about picking sides. This is about understanding. Because once you get why your kids see the world differently, life gets a whole lot smoother. Those family gatherings? Way less tense. Trust me on this one. Point number 1. They watched you work yourself to death and took notes. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Your 90s kids were watching. They were 8, 9, 10 years old during the 2008 financial crisis. They watched mom or dad, or maybe both, get laid off after 20 years of loyalty. They saw you come home exhausted, stressed, missing soccer games for a boss who replaced you with someone younger and cheaper the second times got tough. You know what they learned? That company loyalty is a one-way street. They saw you sacrifice family time for a pension that got slashed. They watched you play by the rules and still struggle. They noticed that gold watch at retirement didn't pay the bills. So when they job hop every 2 to 3 years, they're not being flaky, they're being strategic. Because they learned from watching you that companies won't be loyal to them. So why should they be loyal back? It's not disrespectful, it's survival. Pause for effect. Point number 2, the internet rewired. Their entire brain, no, really. Okay, this one's wild. You and I? We grew up with 3 TV channels, the Encyclopedia Britannica, and if we wanted to know something, we had to go to the library. Your 90s kid? They had the entire world's knowledge in their pocket by age 15. Scientists actually studied this. Kids who grew up with the internet process information completely differently. They're used to having instant answers. That's why, I don't know, Google it is their response to everything. Their attention spans adapted to consuming more information. Faster. They learn to question everything because they could fact-check in 10 seconds when you say, "Because I said so," and they push back. It's not disrespect. Their brains are literally wired to ask why and seek evidence. The internet trained them to do that. You were raised to respect authority. They were raised to question it. Neither is wrong. They're just different operating systems. Point number 3. The participation trophy thing? Yeah, that was your idea. Oh boy, this one gets spicy. How many times have you heard, "These kids got participation trophies for everything, that's why they're so entitled"? Well, who do you think gave them those trophies? We did. The parents, the coaches, the teachers, our generation. The 90s kids didn't ask for participation trophies. They were 7 years old. They were just showing up to play soccer and eat orange slices. But here's what actually happened. We wanted to protect them from the harsh rejection we felt as kids. We thought building their self-esteem would help them succeed. We created a world where everyone wins, and then got mad when they expected to keep winning. The irony? Brutal, isn't it? So now they enter the workforce expecting praise for showing up, and we're shocked. But we programmed that expectation into them every Saturday morning at the T-ball field for 10 years straight.
Point number 4. They can't afford the life you had, and it's driving them crazy, ***. Alright, let's talk money. Real talk. When you were 25, a house cost roughly 3 times your annual salary. College tuition was something you could work your way through with a summer job. A single income could support a family. When your 90s kid turned 25, a house costs 8 to 10 times their annual salary. Good luck saving that down payment. College tuition costs more than your first house did. Both partners working full-time can barely cover rent and student loans. Let me paint you a picture. Your daughter, Sarah? She makes $50,000 a year. Pretty good, right? In 1985, that same buying power would have been like making $120,000. She could have bought a house, started a family, felt financially secure. In 2024, she's got $80,000 in student loans. Rent is $1,800 a month, and a starter home in her city costs $450,000. So when she says she's not ready to settle down and buy a house, it's not that she doesn't want to. She literally can't afford to. Not with the same ease you had at her age. The game changed. The rules changed. And they're playing with a stacked deck. Point number 5. Mental health stopped being a dirty secret ***. Here's something beautiful that happened. Your 90s kids decided mental health matters. You were raised to suck it up, walk it off, don't air your dirty laundry. They were raised with school counselors, therapy, and the understanding that depression isn't a character flaw, it's a medical condition. When they say they need a mental health day, they're not being weak. They're practicing self-care before they burn out. They're doing what you should have done, but couldn't, because it wasn't acceptable yet. Remember when Uncle Joe was tired all the time and nobody talked about his depression? When Aunt Linda had headaches every weekend and nobody mentioned her anxiety? Your 90s kids decided to talk about it, to get help for it. And yeah, maybe they talk about it a lot, maybe too much for your comfort. But honestly, that's healthier than suffering in silence for 40 years. Point number 6. They value experiences over stuff, and it's actually smart. You worked hard to buy things. A nice house, a new car, furniture, things that proved you made it. Your 90s kids? They'd rather spend $2,000 on a trip to Thailand than a leather couch. At first, this seems irresponsible, right? But here's their logic. They saw you accumulate stuff during good times, then lose it all in 2008. They learned that things can be taken away, but experiences stay with you forever. They watched the housing market crash and thought, why invest in something so unstable? Plus, let's be honest, they can't afford the house, so they might as well see the world while they're young, mobile, and without kids. Is it financially perfect? No. But is it understandable given what they witnessed? Absolutely. Point number 7. They watch technology change everything. Twice ***. Think about this timeline. Born in 1990, no internet in most homes. Age 5, 1995 families start getting AOL, dial-up internet. Age 10, 2000 texting becomes a thing. Age 15, 2005 Facebook launches, social media explodes. Age 18, 2008 first iPhone, smartphones change everything. Age 25, 2015 gig economy, remote work, influencers as they lived through not one, but 2 complete technological revolutions before age 30. You learned one way to work and stuck with it for 40 years. They had to adapt and relearn how the world works every 5 to 7 years. When they seem unfocused or always changing careers, they're not lost. They're adapting, because that's the skill their world required them to develop. Flexibility isn't a flaw. In their world, it's a superpower at bringing it home. ***. So here's the bottom line. Your 90s kids aren't broken. They're not lazy. They're not entitled. Well, not more than any other generation. Looking at you. Boomers who could buy a house on a mailman's salary. They're different because the world is different. They're responding to economic realities you never faced. Technology that rewired how they think. Values you taught them, even if you didn't mean to. A job market that rewards flexibility over loyalty. A world that moves faster than any generation before them has experienced. Are they perfect? No. Do they have things to learn from your generation? Absolutely. Work ethic, persistence, patience, face-to-face communication skills. But you also have things to learn from them. Adaptability, emotional intelligence, tech savvy, the courage to ask for what they deserve. So the next time you're with your 90s kid, whether it's at dinner, on a phone call, or just texting back and forth, and they say something that makes you want to pull your hair out, take a breath. Remember, they're not trying to reject your values. They're trying to survive in a world that you don't fully recognize anymore. And maybe, just maybe, instead of another lecture about back in my day, try asking them this. Help me understand your world. What's it really like out there for you? You might be surprised what you learn. And who knows, you might actually connect in a way you haven't in years. If this helped you understand your 90s kids a little better, share this with another parent who needs to hear it. And hey, if you are a 90s kid watching this, send it to your folks. Maybe it'll make your next conversation a little easier. Thanks for watching. Now go call your kid, or text them. Whatever works. Just don't expect an immediate response. See you next time. So after this video, you know the real reason why people born in the 90s feel so different than their parents. Now do you know why some people are ignored by their own family? If not, then maybe you have to watch this video. Okay, I will see you.